Howdy do that, it is your boy Zesty Zucumber, and we're gonna be giving you some tips in the game of Recoil. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys get notified when I release a new video. And also make sure you guys hit that like button while you're down there. But before I give you guys my 10 tips, I actually want to give you a little bit of a background on the game of Recoil. So Recoil is a game that is based upon Call of Duty. It's literally a replica of Call of Duty. They have a lot of the same guns, a lot of the same perks, kill streaks, and everything. And overall, a lot of the maps are actually the same and based off of Call of Duty itself. This game mostly takes inspiration from the Modern Warfare series, which is personally one of my favorites. So now just by playing those few games as a kid and growing up, I actually do have a little bit more background knowledge on the game than most when starting out. So I'm going to be giving you guys my tips from those games and also other FPS games that I've played on Roblox and also off the platform itself. And also, I do actually live stream the game of Recoil, and I absolutely love this game. This is actually one of my favorite FPSs at the time of making this video. And honestly, this game is absolutely incredible and has so much potential. So if you guys want to join me on those live streams, definitely go and check out and subscribe to my channel and set notifications so you guys know when I go live. Okay, so tip number 1 is to get a good mouse that allows you to set your DPI. So DPI actually stands for dots per linear inch, and dots per linear inch practically means how fast your mouse is going to move. It's kind of the same thing as sensitivity, but it's more integrated onto your mouse and not the actual game itself. If you already have a gaming mouse, you will already know what DPI is, and you'll actually see either a DPI setting on the software for your mouse and or on your physical mouse itself. Now my personal DPI is actually at 800 DPI, but also just because you use the same DPI as me doesn't mean your sensitivity and overall dots per inch will be the same as mine. So there's actually a thing called eDPI, and there's a sensitivity thing on Recoil, the actual game, and also in the settings of Roblox. So you actually have to multiply those two numbers and the DPI of your mouse to find out the eDPI, and that'll be your true sensitivity. For example, my Roblox sensitivity is a 0.1. My in-game sensitivity is an 8 for the game of Recoil, and then I have an 800 DPI. So my eDPI will be 640. If you guys multiply all of those numbers that I just said, the settings, Recoil settings, and your DPI, you will find your eDPI. I run on a very low eDPI for this game. But also you just want to find something that's comfortable for you and also that is adjustable so you can obviously move lower as you get a bigger mouse space and or just get better and faster with your reaction time. Now for tip number 2, this is something that you can actually do physical, and this also kind of relates to tip number 1. Make sure you physically have a good amount of mouse space and or desk space so you can move around and have a bigger area to move and not have such a small little mouse pad. The more space you'll have, the more freedom you'll have with your mouse, and overall your aim will be better the more space you have. Now tip number 3 is also a very basic tip, and obviously the more we go through this video, the more advanced the tips will get. Now for tip number 3, find a comfortable sensitivity. There are so many videos on the internet and YouTube in general to find your comfortable sensitivity. Search it up, and it honestly can transfer from game to game. It really just depends on which video you watch, but try and find a good video and understand what exactly you can do to find that perfect sensitivity for yourself. It will bring your game the longest way. Now tip number 4, learn the maps and general game knowledge. Common spots where people hide, are, and overall the spawns. What kill streaks work best for you and what kill streaks actually do what. And also you do want to learn some general weapon knowledge too. Now obviously the game is constantly balancing and constantly pushing out updates, so you really want to actually stay on top of these update logs and maybe even watch a YouTuber who does update videos, aka me. Not trying to make you guys subscribe, but you guys definitely should. But anyways, yeah, you guys should definitely stay on top of the update logs because it will give you a lot of game knowledge, and actually a gun can get nerfed instantly in an update, and it can be from the best gun in the game to the worst gun in literally just one change in update. So be on top of those update logs and be on top of what's new to the game and what's coming. Tip number 5. Now tip number 5 is completely up to you and actually how your game style is and how you play yourself. So you want to use guns that match your game style. If you love sitting back and sniping, use the AWX. It's one of the best snipers in the game. If you love running and gunning, use an MP5A3 or the Honey Badger even. Both guns are really great, and even you can actually use the P90 for that too. There's so many guns that you can run and gun with. It's insane. And there's also a lot of guns that you can actually sit back and snipe with and play range if you really want to too. But yes, use a gun that matches your game style so you can utilize your game style to the best and obviously be a better player, get more kills, get less deaths, and overall increase your KD ratio and your performance. Tip number 6. Practice, practice, and practice. The more you play, the more comfortable you are on the game, the better your aim will get, the better your map knowledge will, the better your game knowledge will, and overall your gameplay will just adjust and get better and better and better. So yes, you do have to put the time in if you actually want to get really good at this game. That's how every single game works. Now, some people just have natural talent, and others, they actually have to work for it. Majority of people have to actually work for it. So if you want to be the best player or want to be even somewhat of a good player, you do have to put in a lot of time in this game. Tip number 7. Now, practicing does work, but you also don't want to practice bad habits. Bad habits will kill your game. A super common bad habit I see is not aiming at head level or having your crosshair placed towards the ground. Your crosshair should always be around head level, around, obviously, depending on the gun you're using, and also depending on where you are and what map you're playing on to get the fastest time to kill. But overall, generally, if you're using an assault rifle, an SMG, you want to have it at least at head level or around the head level in this game. Tip number 8. Now, tip number 8 actually relates to tip number 7, just like previous tips in this video. Now, another bad habit I see is not using your perks to your advantage. Now, if you're running and gunning, use the perk hoarder so you never run out of ammo. And when you do get a kill, make sure you collect their ammo. If you do not, then you're not using your perk at all, and it's a waste of having it. You want to use your perks to your advantage, you want to use their abilities, and you want to use it so you actually are using it and not wasting a perk slot on nothing or something that your game style does not match. Tip number 9. Get good at the most common maps. In every video game you play, there are always maps that are played more than others, and you need to learn those most common maps, no matter what. You don't need to be the best at them, but at least be able to play them and compete with high level or good players on the game. If you get good at the most common maps, or at least know and have map knowledge of the most common maps, you will step up a lot better, and you won't have to rage quit every single time you see the map you don't like, you know? Or at least the most common map that you don't like. Tip number 10. If you're looking to get better, watch YouTubers who are good at the game. If you watch what they do and how they play, it will teach you more than you know. You can start to emulate what they do and become a better player overall. Maybe you'll use their class setups. Maybe you'll use and adapt to their playstyle. Maybe you'll just play exactly how they play. They can be great teachers without actually teaching you anything. Just emulating and watching their gameplay, you will become a better player overall, and honestly, just be insane at the game compared to a lot of other people who don't do what I just said in this video. Now, I hope this video did help you in some way, shape, or form. If all the tips didn't help you, I hope at least one stuck and one did. Now, apply every single thing I just said in this video. Watch it over if you have to, please. Don't worry, I'm kidding. But if you have to, just do it. Watch it over again if you really, really, really have to. But again, apply everything I said in this video. You will be a 10 times better player just from applying what I said and without actually even practicing that much yet. And obviously, the more you practice, the better you're going to get. But again, practice good habits, don't practice your bad habits. Now again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave it a big thumbs up. Comment down below any tips for new players and or tips for other people to just learn. And or maybe class setups you guys want me to do, or recoil videos you guys want me to play, do, or make. I really love this game and I hope you guys do too. And I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Peace out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay zesty, everybody.